powerful as she delivers the goods, okay? So here's the daily attitude adjuster. Wow, what a great day to be alive. I feel dynamite. I like me. I accept me. I love me. I'm going to have a super fantastic day today because I'm too blessed to be depressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed, too glad to be sad, too anointed to be disappointed. I'm too elated to be agitated, too grounded to be confounded, too gifted to be restricted, too grateful to be hateful, and too saved not to be getting paid. Circumstances are lining themselves in my favor. I'm healthy, physically fit, and intellectually equipped. I have wisdom far beyond my years. I'm an extraordinary person with incredible abilities, which I would use to add value to others' lives. Knowing that as I help others reach their dreams, I will automatically reach my own. I anticipate meeting the person or group of people today who are willing to use their power, wealth, and influence to help me achieve my dreams. All day long, people will go out of their way to bless me. Today, I will add great value to someone's life. I will show compassion to those in need. I will give strength to the weak and inspiration to the weary. Someone needs what I have to offer, and I gladly make myself available. I embrace abundance, and it embraces me. I'm abundant in every good way. I am an abundance magnet. I like money. It likes me. It is attracted to me, and it comes abundantly from many sources. Money flows freely and frequently in exchange for the contributions that I consistently make and bring to the marketplace. I circulate God's money wisely because it's a tool to help those in need. It's also a way of keeping score of how many people's lives I added value to. I may have been broke, busted, and disgusted, but now I declare that I'm rich, growing, and overflowing. My business is booming and checks are zooming. I'm happy on purpose. I'm experiencing great victories, supernatural turnarounds, and miraculous breakthroughs in the midst of great impossibilities. I am an overcomer. And if my mountain can't be removed, I'll develop and practice my mountain climbing skills. I may experience a setback, but setbacks are only setups for comebacks. As a matter of fact, setbacks pave the way for comebacks. And I'll make lemonade out of life's lemons. If life dares to knock me down, I'll fall on my back realizing as long as I can look up, by the grace of God, I can get up. So I commit to paying for my dreams with preparation and perspiration so I won't have to live with my nightmares of regret. I do not procrastinate because procrastination leads to devastation. It is the assassination of my destination. Thus, I will act now. I'm a doer. I get results that last. I now release the champion that is inside of me. I am the leader that multitudes of people are looking for. I choose to succeed today and every day hereafter. Watch out, world, here I come. Or in our context today, watch out, world, here we come. So I want us to take a deep breath, symbolizing that we're breathing, that we receive this. So breathe in your nose and then out your mouth. All righty, you can let it out. Wow. So how many of you remember being at, like a little child at Christmas time? You could barely, that night you couldn't get to sleep, just so excited, right? And I had the hardest time getting to sleep last night, knowing that you were going to hear today from Dr. Christina Harris, forgive me. As a matter of fact, Jonathan the other day, I said, hey Joshua, I mean Josiah, I mean Justin. He just looked and shook his head. I was like, I know. Matter of fact, I'll never forget what Christina, she said when we were young, when she was young, she's like, Dad, why do the boys all have J's and I'm C? And I was like, I think we were doing the ABCs and got to J and started stuttering or something. I don't know. But anyway, Dr. Christina Nicole Harris, my life was changed and transformed when she was born. And by the grace of God, we've endeavored to pray every single day from the time she was conceived, that God's hand would be upon her and he would use her in a mighty way. And I've claimed Psalm 112, verse 2, his seed shall be mighty upon the earth. But this young lady is one of the hardest, I promise you, one of the hardest working young ladies. I know y'all think I'm a hard worker. And she is such a hard worker. Matter of fact, going through college, working oftentimes 2 jobs and just incredible. So she's beautiful. She's brilliant. And I'm telling you, she's got a heart as big as Texas. Right? She loves people and she loves what she's doing. and she's actually exceeded her parents. I mean, her mom was taught elementary school, and I was a college professor, but no, she wanted to teach university, and now traveling across the world. I think she's been to 25 or 26 countries, and so I told her, just 28, you get 29, you pass your dad, so go ahead and do it, baby girl. So I want you here with great delight. My daughter, Dr. Christina Nicole Harris, just officially got her doctorate, and so, Doc, welcome to the call. I guess they're going to call us a paradox now. I love you, baby girl.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Very excited to be here. As my father shared, I just recently completed my PhD, defended my dissertation on Thursday, and very exciting. So I just wanted to share a few things with you that I've learned along this journey. Earning a PhD is something that only 2% of people in the world do in their lifetime, and so I realized that it's quite a monumental accomplishment, and it took quite some time to get there. So just a little bit of background about me. I began my educational journey at Penn State Harrisburg. I earned my bachelor's degree in English education, taught high school for a little bit, and decided that I wanted to continue. So I moved to Philadelphia, left my family, started graduate school, still working full time, and finished my master's degree really quickly, and then started my PhD journey. And it's taken me a lot longer than I thought that it would. I faced several challenges and obstacles during that time. My first dissertation advisor retired. I was like, okay, no problem. Got another one. She was amazing. She was inspiring. I learned so much from her. And she took a job at another school. So I was like, okay, all right, let's readjust again. And I ended up with another advisor that I didn't know at all. And our visions were very, very different. And we weren't able to work well together. She didn't really support any of my ideas and wasn't accessible to me as a mentor, as a coach that I needed to get through this process. And she also wasn't willing to let me go. And so for a long time, I really struggled with that and became very despondent about this journey, trying to figure out, how I was going to get out of the program when I couldn't move forward. And she really didn't want to let me go. So it took some speaking with people that I loved and cared about and trusted. And eventually I was able to talk to the chair of the department. And, for political reasons, he didn't want to alienate her. And so it took some finagling, and, we finally figured out a way to switch my advisor again. And within a year, I had written a whole new project, and I had been working on, the other one for about 4 years, started all over again, and finally finished. Even at the end of the journey, I got to my dissertation defense, and one of the professors that was on my committee really challenged me and had a lot of questions for me, a lot of things that she wanted to see in my study that wasn't a part of what I was doing. And she tried to turn me away, and I had to pray on it. I had to work. And by God's grace, I was able to be successful and to be victorious. And so this journey, this struggle that I've been on has taught me several things. And there's a few things that I'd like to share with you today. One of the things that was especially important to me was the power of mentorship and the power of leadership. And I had always recognized that from an early time in my life. And as I got older and had more experiences, it just became more and more evident to me how important it is to, one, understand that we need mentors, and then two, choose the right mentor. Being with someone who isn't going to challenge you, who isn't going to help you grow, who isn't necessarily in the same field as you or isn't able to contribute to your growth in some way is going to be detrimental. And so I really encourage everyone to find a mentor, not just one mentor, but several mentors, because we need people in different areas of our life. So someone who's in the same industry that can help and give you those, specific insider tips that you need, someone who's just a great encourager and motivator, someone who's spent a lot of time and has knowledge and wisdom and can help you become a better human being and a better all-around individual and a better business person in a general sense. Another important lesson that I really learned is about timing. And this journey that I was on was something that I had expected to finish within 4 years. I came in with extra credits. I've always been the type of person that hasn't had any problems excelling academically. And I just, kind of figured that I would just have to sail right through this. So one of the things that I realized was that wasn't going to happen. And it was a setback for me. It was something I really had to stop. I had to reevaluate. There were times when I really reconsidered, like, what am I doing? Do I really need this PhD? Is this something that I want to continue? Is this a goal that needs to be readjusted? And what I found is that I needed the correct timing. And so I really want you guys to think about this statement. It's important to focus on the when, W-I-N, and not the when, W-H-E-N. I'm going to say that one more time. It's important to focus on the when, W-I-N, and not the when, W-H-E-N. And this is important for so many reasons. When we are working towards a goal and it doesn't seem to materialize fast enough for us, a lot of times we can become discouraged. We can start to doubt ourselves, start to doubt our abilities, start to doubt if we're even walking in our purpose. And, of course, it's always important to, listen to your intuition and listen to those people that, have the knowledge. But when you know that you're walking in your path, things aren't happening, maybe it's just not the right time yet. Maybe you just need to hang in there a little bit longer. Maybe you just need to try to find a new angle, a new way of getting around the obstacles that are in your path. And so I'd like to encourage each and every one of you, if you're going through, any sort of obstacles, any sort of setbacks, any sort of challenges that don't seem to be working out the way that you want them to work out, focus on the win, focus on your goal, focus on where you're headed, focus on the lessons that you've learned along the way. And even if you haven't achieved that ultimate goal yet, you're still making progress along your journey. You're still achieving these checkpoints along the way, learning lessons, becoming a better person, becoming a stronger business person, becoming the person that you are destined to be. Bill Idea Lab has an important TED Talk that talks about this idea of timing and how important it is, how it's one of the most important aspects of a business. He talks about 5 different factors: having an idea, having the right team, having the funding, having a strong business model. But he says that the number one important thing is the timing. And understanding when the timing is right helps you to become successful. And so maybe the timing isn't right yet. Maybe that hasn't happened, and maybe you just need to hang on in there and keep learning those lessons, keep growing, keep adding to your knowledge, and keep continually reworking your idea. When Uber took off, right now we know that Uber is one of the fastest growing companies. It's on everybody's lips. People are using it all around the world. Their market is expanding exponentially. But a few years ago, there was no Uber. There was nothing similar to Uber. The concept hadn't even been invented yet. What happened, one of the things that contributed to Uber's success was the timing. When Uber came on the market, the GPS and data communications that technology was at a point where it was viable to have real-time tracking of cars and people. to put together this platform and this model that they did. And so that wouldn't have been possible if other factors in the world weren't at the point that they were at. If they had tried to launch that business 10 years earlier, wouldn't have worked. And so one thing that we really need to keep in mind is that we have to understand that sometimes the timing is just not right. And so remain focused on that win, remain focused on what your goal is. Business leaders say that it's okay to be a little bit early. Sometimes, you might need to wait for the world to catch up with you, and that's okay. Use that time to cement yourself in the space that you're in, to establish your branding.
Oh, baby girl, I think we lost you. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Man, this is powerful. This is good stuff. I think let's see here. Yeah, Coach, is that just me? I can't hear anything. Is that, oh, she's back. Hold on a second. Hey, there you go, baby girl. Dr. Baby Girl.
Sorry, I think I lost you guys for a second.
Sorry, we know you got that breakthrough spirit. Go ahead.
Yeah, so to continue with what I was saying, it's okay to be early. Sometimes we put ourselves in a position, the world hasn't quite yet caught up with us, and that's okay. Work on doing some fundraising, establishing your brand, working out some kinks and ideas in your business plan, working on how you can continue to add value to the world around you. And by the time that right timing comes along, you'll be in the perfect position to capture your goals and to achieve your dreams. But the opposite isn't the same. You don't want to be late. There's not room for people to start late. And so whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, whatever it is that you know that you want to accomplish, start working on it now. It could be something as small as starting to invest in yourself, taking some classes or courses that are going to help you gain the skills that you need, opening up your network and, getting in contact with those people that are able to help you out with some connections or that are able to mentor you, to teach you some concepts that you need, getting in the right rooms with the right people, establishing the mindset that you need, getting yourself personally in order to begin to work towards the steps that you want to accomplish your goal. But whatever it is, just get started and understand that, once again, it's not the when, it's the win. Thank you so much.
Whoa. Wow. Oh, my goodness. You just crushed that, baby girl, in record time. Wow. And, folks, I trust you got that. Man, it's important to focus on the win, not the win. Wow, that's powerful. And I'm going to be using that one in my arsenal. So thank you very much. Powerful. And by the way, you didn't mention in your education that your mom homeschooled you in the early days. I think that's where part of your brilliance came from. or was
Very
it road
true.
school, I think. Yeah. So and how many countries have you been in?
28.
Oh, 28. So we're actually tied now. So, okay. Let's see who's going to get to 29. Wow. And so tell us a little bit about your, I know your major and your studies there. Just a little bit about that. And then I'm going to open up the lines here.
Okay. So, like you said, I definitely got a very solid foundation early with homeschooling. My mother homeschooling me really allowed me to learn a lot about being an independent learner, allowed me to work at my own pace, and to learn a lot more than what you would be able to learn in a traditional classroom where, you have 25 students that are all trying to learn the same thing at different rates. And so, we kind of have to find one model that fits everybody. So that was a very important aspect for me. I also developed a love of reading very young from both of my parents. And so, and had access to as many books as I could read. So that was incredibly important, learning the importance of reading and the power of that and how much you can learn from opening up a book, the critical thinking skills that you can develop from reading and engaging in ideas and in different ideas. And so that put me on the right path from the time I was young. I worked 2 jobs in high school and played sports. And so that really established my work ethic very early. And I learned that, when you want something, you're going to have to work hard and do what it takes in order to get there. And so I began establishing goals pretty early in my life. I did, like I said, I did my undergraduate degree in English education and taught high school English for a while. Learned a lot of lessons about the education system, the importance of learning and education, and really being a lifelong learner. So I am committed to continually learning for the rest of my life, and something that I also strive to inculcate in my students as well, just the importance of understanding that no matter how high you're able to rise, no matter how much you learn, there's always something more to learn. Going into my graduate work, I went to Temple University and received my master's degree in African American Studies and my PhD in Africology. And so my work right now really revolves around helping marginalized people, especially African Americans, have more access to travel and understanding how that opens up the world to us in new ways and allows us to connect with each other and learn from each other and work towards the same goals. And so something that, like my father mentioned, I'm very passionate about travel. I've really learned so much from my experiences. I took my first trip when I was about 3 years old, I want to say. I've seen the pictures. I don't remember it, but we went to the Bahamas with my dad. And my love for learning really came when I was in high school. And there was a summer where I had several travel experiences. I was able to do a missions trip to St. Kitts. I was able to do a cruise. And so I was, kind of going around. We went to 3 different countries on that cruise. And then during my graduate program, I was able to do a study abroad in Ghana. And so those experiences really helped me to understand how much there is to learn in the world and how many lessons we can learn from interacting with people all over the world and learning from, the different ways that they do things and learning more about our culture and about ourselves and just becoming more open to being a dynamic individual that's always looking to adapt and looking to change in a positive way. And so that started me, being passionate about travel and, traveling. I've been to 28 countries so far. I haven't left the country yet this year because I was focused on getting this degree, on finishing this particular goal that I had set in mind. And that was something that really took, it really was something that I didn't want to do, but I understood that I had to do. And so it was a sacrifice that I had to make. And now that I made it, I'm ready to get on the road again. So,
yeah, I think you got some of your dad in you on that one. By the way, folks, the first cruise that she went on was with a company that I was working with, and I won that cruise. They took care of the whole family. So, this industry. And one of the things I love also, Christina, is, I talk a lot about most of what people call education is not education, it's indoctrination. And most people are tested basically off their ability to regurgitate back to what the people told them. And so most people, their degree is really, if they learned wrong, they got a degree in error. but you develop those critical thinking skills from reading and questioning. And I think that's what's so powerful about what you're doing today as well. And so I'm just so godly pleased and proud. And those are powerful things when you're talking about the mentorship. And again, congratulations on being one of those 2%ers in the world. And then you're so right about that timing. That is, oh my goodness, that is so apropos and so needed. And folks, we talk about that quite a bit. But this, my friend, this is what you need in your entrepreneurial journey. This is what you've got to have this in your arsenal. And, especially when she talked about the mentorship, the time, everything she said is exactly what's needed. So again, I want to congratulate you, my daughter, and I know you got a birthday coming up. I'm like, man, she's trying to catch me in 8. Nah, you ain't never gonna catch me there. Oh my goodness. So, all righty. So we're about to open up the lines, but let me I just want you to just give a short little challenge, because we have a generation today. I was talking about the other day. There's no imagination. Because, see, the earlier generation, like your grandmother, which wow, what a powerful woman, but on both ends. But they heard radio and they imagined, and and then you, of course, grew up without a television for many years, and matter of fact, I never even got one until I connected with Nadia and got married. But the whole thing of using your imagination, your ability to imagine, and a lot of that when you're reading, that touches that and that encourages that. And a lot of people today, they don't have that. So could you just real quick touch for just a minute on the importance? I heard it years ago, the man or woman that does not read is worse than a man or woman who cannot read. So just take one more minute here to talk about that, and then we're going to open up the lines and see what Coach has to say.
Well, I think that one of the things that we're seeing now is that we're learning in so many different ways with the age of information and technology, and the way that things are just, so readily available. It becomes so much more important that we, really develop those critical thinking skills and understand how to take in that information. We're now at a point where anyone can publish anything they want on the internet. Before, that was very closely guarded. There were a lot of gatekeepers, a lot of, people checking up on information. And so we have this flood of information that we now have to discern between what is true and what is false, what is helpful and what is not. And so reading really helps to develop those critical thinking skills, questioning, research, always going back and checking, how do you know that? Where does this information come from? And how do I know that this is information that's going to be helpful for me? And so that's one thing that I, constantly go over with my students, is making sure that you understand that all the information out there isn't good information. So it's critical to be able to understand and have that spirit of discernment and have the ability to critically engage and analyze what we're learning and, what we're taking in. Another key point that I want to touch on quickly is the importance of your circle. Throughout this journey, I really noticed very privileged in having so many strong people in my circle, in my community, in my family circle, in my friend circle, all these examples of, people that are reaching their goals, that are, achieving these amazing accomplishments, that it was only natural for me. Academically, I had a very strong circle within my cohort, within my classmates, that, we would work together, we would study together. And it was truly an example of iron sharpening iron. One person would have an idea and bounce it off of that other person, and, they would build on that and make it even stronger. Or they would challenge that and force that person to reevaluate and to make their idea into something stronger. And so having, that circle, that strong circle around you, and just surrounding yourself with people who are going to challenge you to be better and to continue to engage in personal growth, to continue to expand your knowledge is something that is truly, truly invaluable. So did you want to open it up now, or?
Yes. Coach 100K, you want to come out and say a word, and then we're going to let the folks show some appreciation.
Wow. Like father, like daughter. My God. Watch out, Dr. Breakthrough. Don't rest.